just like to note that this document is only in relation to Guyana. This document is only in relation to persons that are preparing for motor vehicles and road trafficking assessment for the provisional license. This will only be inclusive of them. We will not, this document is not for anyone else. It's purely 100% for Guyanese, for Guyana individuals. So without further ado, let's actually start with the laws of Guyana, Motor Vehicles and the Road Trafficking Act. This page, it will be, I would guess it would be very long. It will probably be a couple of hours, but with that said, we will still try. We'll take a few breaks there and there, but let's start without further ado. So note on the subsidiary legislation, a considerable number of items of subsidiary legislation are currently being revised. As a result, all terms of subsidiary legislation have been omitted from the publication. What does this mean? It means that some of the terms utilized in this booklet or utilized in the document are not for persons outside of Guyana. Some of the terms utilized in this booklet will be more than inclusive of Guyanese slangs and Guyanese way of life and Guyanese way of speaking, which is Creolese. Let's actually start with the beginning of terms and we'll take a look at the rest. So we did take a little bit of looking or delving into in the last or the previous chapter. So we'll just skip a lot of these here. I will make a compilation video. I don't want to be redundant. If you haven't seen that video on the trafficking laws and regulations in Guyana for the provisional license test, we will start on that now. So we'll be taking part III or section 3, which is the identification marks and certifications of fitness. The licensing officer shall assign to every motor vehicle on registration a distinctive identification mark consisting of a number and a letter. There may be different series of marks for such different classes of vehicles as may be prescribed. Secondly, the licensing officer may at any time give notice in writing to the registered owner of a motor vehicle, directing him within a time limited in the notice to produce the vehicle in order that another identification mark may be assigned to the vehicle, and on the vehicle being produced, the mark shall be assigned and registered amended accordingly. Thirdly, the licensing officer may assign general identification marks to dealers in motor vehicles for use on vehicles which are being used for any purpose authorized by or under a dealer's general license. The same identification mark shall not be used on more than one vehicle at any one time. Fourth, the licensing officer may at any time be by notice in writing assign to a dealer new identification marks. 13th, any person who drives a motor vehicle, the identification mark of which is not fixed thereon as prescribed, or being so fixed, in any way obscured or not easily distinguishable, commits an offense and is liable on summary conviction to a fine of $155,000 and to imprisonment for 3 months, provided that on a prosecution for having a mark obscured or not easily distinguishable, prove that all reasonable practicable steps have been taken to prevent the mark being obscured or not easily distinguishable, shall be a good offense. We have 14, which is I. Application for certification of fitness in respect of a motor vehicle shall be made to a certifying officer and shall be accompanied by the prescribed fee, provided that A. Where a second or subsequent application is made in respect of the same motor vehicle in any 1 year, no fee shall be required. And we have B. No fee shall be charged under the section for the inspection of any motor vehicle which is the property authority of government or any municipal council or a local authority which has been exempted from the payment of registered fees by the minister or the government sewage and water commissioners, meaning in application applicable to persons that are in the case of having no this is relation to the force notes or the primary notes that we did look into. In the case that you do not have a form of identification, meaning that you do not have a license TIN number on your vehicle, that could lead to a fine of 155,000 with addition to 3 months of imprisonment, inclusive of breaking legal registers or breaking the legality of laws in Guyana. After inspecting the motor vehicle, the certifying officer is satisfied that the vehicle conforms to the prescribed condition as to fitness. He shall, subject to the regulation, issue a certificate of fitness in respect of the vehicle for such time as he shall think of it, as he shall think fit. Third, the licensing authority may at any time revoke or suspend a certificate of fitness if, on the advice of a certifying officer, it appears to him that the motor vehicle has ceased to comply with any of the prescribed conditions as to fitness. And fourthly, a certifying officer may issue a certificate of fitness without inspection if he is satisfied that the motor vehicle conforms to the prescribed condition as to fitness. 15th, any person who drives a road motor vehicle in respect of which a certificate of fitness is not in force or in respect of what prescribed conditions as to fitness are not fulfilled shall be guilty of an offense. In most cases, a fine or subsequent imprisonment may be sufficient in most cases. 16I or 16.1, no person shall operate any vehicle to which this section applies unless there is in force a certificate of fitness issued by a certifying officer in respect of such vehicle. Then we have the second applicable subjugation of line 16. Any application for the issue of a certificate of fitness under this section shall be accompanied by a fee of $65,000 in the case of an offense, meaning that you do not break it. Laws in relation to what is prescribed in the 16th article, you will be charged with $65,000 failure to actually comply with the sum of payments described. Imprisonment of 3 months is usually obligated in these cases. Then we have chapter 65, which is 02. We were in chapter 65 or 51 to 1 in relation to the laws of the labor laws. So in this section, we will mainly be dealing with motor vehicles and road traffic. So I will take a short 20-something minutes break and I will be back with you after we finish this one page. So this section shall apply to every vehicle drawn by any animal and constructed and used for the carriage of not less than 6 passengers or higher or rewarded separate fire stages by stage or stopping to pick up or set down passengers along the route. Any person who operates any vehicle in contravention of this section shall be liable on summary convicted of fine of not less than $5,000 nor more than $10,000. Failure to comply with basic regulatory regulations, meaning that you go over the limit of 6 to 5 persons, will be subjected to a fee of $6,000 or $5,000 in most cases, which will not exceed $10,000. So we will take a look, or I will return to it in the next couple of minutes. You guys could stay in tune. We'll take a look at part IV, which is licensing fees in case of what is needed in the case that you do attain the provisional license. In the case that you do attain the provisional license, these are the regulations that govern the actual processing fee. The case of having a competence, in the case of having a TIN number or ID, etc., etc. When I return, we'll deal with that in a couple of minutes. So let's start working on the preparation for the provisional license test. This is part IB, which is license fees. There shall be charged, levied, and paid in respect of motor vehicles used or kept for use on roads, license fees at respective annual rates specified in the force schedule. Secondly, the fees charged under this section shall be paid annually upon license be taken out by persons keeping vehicles for use, which license shall expire on the 4th December of the year, in respect of which such license are issued. Provided that where a vehicle is licensed for the first time on or after the 1st July any year, the license fee charge able fee shall be 55% of the annual fee. License fee shall be due on the 1st of January in every year except in respect of vehicles being licensed for the first time, when the fees therefore shall be due at the time of first registration in Guyana of such vehicles. In relation to the Article 51, Cap 51.2, no license fee shall be paid or payable in respect of any vehicle which is exempted from registration or from payment of a registration fee under Section 8 or which is exempted under the provisions of the force schedule. Then we have 18.1. Application for the issue of license for a motor vehicle shall be made to the license officer in the prescribed form and shall be accompanied by the certificate of registration, the certification of fitness, and the certification of insurance under the Motor Vehicle Insurance Third Party Risk Act. Anyways guys, hopefully you are enjoying the video and more videos like this are coming very soon. Anyways, guys, this will be everything for now. We will continue and we will look at part V, which is licensing of drivers and provision as to disqualification of drivers and endorsements of license. So the second segment of this video has least relation to the previous notes on part 4. It was very much redundant and not really necessary. So for part V, on the next video, we'll be taking that licensing of drivers and provisions, things that could actually disqualify you or make you exempted from licensing